Welcome to Creatively Exposed, a conversation for creatives, introverts, sapiosexuals, and all of the people entertained and who love us. I am Liz Flo, the podcast host, poet, writer, and overall Afro-Caribbean Latina creative. I know that is a mouthful, but welcome to the show. Welcome back to Creatively Exposed, and this has been a really lazy Sunday. And I know I probably even sound a little sleepy. But the theme that I've had over and over in my head and in my heart since last year that I wanted to discuss is, we always talk about goals, but we never discuss, do you love yourself enough to reach your goals? And when I say goals, I'm not just talking about I'm going to lose 5 pounds this month or something, but the stuff that scares you, the things that we have been avoiding, the hard, complicated things where we have no idea what we're doing, but know in our soul, we got to do this. Do you love yourself enough to hit your goals? And I had a discussion with my therapist a while back, and I was finding it hard to feel that what I dream about and what I truly desire as a life I really, truly want to live, it feels intangible. It feels too dreamy. Because I'm accustomed to working really hard, to burning out, to kind of have to suffer in order to get to my next step. And to dream of being fully creative. And maybe even in a not so far future, that completely pivoting my life in a direction that feels kind of unsafe. Because I don't know about you, but it's this is what I should be doing. I have to go to this job and work these 8 to 10 hours and be at home for 4. This is what reaching goals are, right? And when I got to a point where that is no longer enough for me, I found it scary and off-putting. And my therapist said, and I'm paraphrasing, our ancestors went through these hardships and went through the suffering and the incapability to live their dreams, freedom, so we could. And just the thought of that conversation makes me emotional. Because I think we, people of color especially, are so wired to earn our freedom, to continue suffering and narrowing our vision into hardship. And that is what yield results. And this is really a read for me. And if it touches you, then, it was supposed to be for you. And I hope it does. And it got me to thinking, do I love myself enough to reach these dreams? And in the answer is what I find what gets me going. Like, do I feel worthy enough to not follow every should? Do I feel valuable enough to know that I am an offering? Do I see that I am supported in this dream that isn't really a dream? It's a goal that feels just too big that I haven't grown into yet. And so I ask you that question. And if you don't feel like you're enough, you're worthy enough, I think that's the beginning where we have to start uncovering and excavating. Like, why not? Why not me? Why not this vision that I've never seen before or that I've been holding on to for a long time and shoved into the back of the closet? Why not get off this hamster wheel of life and go down the road that I really want to travel down? Accompanied or not, you might lose people on the way, and if that happens, and that's just part of the journey. And so I now know where I want to go. And I'm getting to the place where it's like, I don't even have to know how I'm going to get there. I just know that I'm going to make it there. And I think that in itself is powerful. And not, just being on the couch and just, waiting for things to happen and doing nothing. And it's funny because I'm reading something really interesting that a friend had sent to me weeks ago. And it's about your North Node. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about, it's, astrology. There's a part in your astrological birth chart which you pull up by your birthday, where you were born, and the time. And it's called the North Node. And that is basically your destiny. Like why you're in this current life. And what are you here to learn? And it gives you some insight on your past life as well. And it's the uncomfortable stuff. It's where you feel insecure while being in that energy. And so I say that because for me, not to know and to not overbuild and overplan my way of getting to this dream life is a version of me getting into alignment. And so I bid you to meditate on this question of, do I love myself enough to reach my goals, my life that I really want to live? Because to allow life to happen to you, and this is in my opinion because of what I've been learning and experiencing, to allow life to run you is a form of self-sabotage. To let life to just happen to you is self-abandonment in a certain way, right? There's a lot of things we can't control, and that's just law. But what if we had a life where we took it by the reins and rode it like one of those mechanical bulls. Laugh, be ridiculous, and be relentless. Sometimes we do fall when, it throws you off. Take a break. Give it a couple of deep breaths and jump right back in. Seeing, that's where I'm at right now. And sometimes I don't really, know where I'm going or what I'm doing, but I'm just kind of feeling my way through. And through the darkness, but not in the negative connotation. It's the lack of light and being able to feel my way through the universe's direction. And I am not that great at surrender. But when I do, I know that it feels right. So I was going to start school. And that's what's funny. My soul was like, are you sure? Is this the right subject for you? And things just started clicking. And I'm like, oh, snap. And I applied for something last year. And it kind of unleashed like a little light to what I'm pivoting into. And it's a whole plot twist on life. Like, yo, what? And so my pivoting and what it is, I'm excited about it. And I haven't been excited like that for a long time. Yeah, it's going to take longer than I thought it would, but it's divine timing. I think I tend to push and force things. I'm literally that, putting a circle in a square peg, even though low key, if the circle is small enough, it will fit, but I digress. Forcing things make them break, and that includes yourself. And so I want to go into the next episode to talk about the heart chakra, because that is our value system. Self-love, love of others, receiving love, money. Because if you don't feel worthy, how are you supposed to attract worth? And when this year started, my chest, well, before it started, actually, in December, my chest has been feeling like somebody's sitting on top of it. I'm like, whoa, what is this? And then the first day of the year, 2020, I felt the exact same way. And I'm like, I need some heart chakra healing. And none of these chakras heal overnight, because that's what imbalance does. It doesn't just, But I hope that it will be a useful episode, because this is the year of 2020 vision, seeing things clearly. And how about we see ourselves clearly first? So I leave this to sit with you while I'm trying to work on a million different things. Sometimes it's good to sit back and be like, yo, is this the right thing? and wait till fear goes silent.